And good evening, nocturnal friends.
I'm Nuri.
I'm Bri.
And welcome to Late Night Chatz with Queen Insomniacs.
So today we're going to be talking about just who we are.
Yes.
This is our introductory podcast, episode 1. Who
yeah.
are we?
Like I said, I'm Nuri. I'm from Philadelphia. We are currently, I guess, here in our dorm.
Yeah.
We are students at Temple University. And yeah, I guess a little bit about us. We've known each other since kindergarten.
Very long time.
A very long time. Funny thing,
Well, first, before you go into that, she's 21.
yes.
And I'm 22.
Yes.
So, very long time.
A very, very long time.
But go ahead.
But yeah, known each other since kindergarten. We met each other at that time, at school, and developed a really good friendship, as you can tell. And then after first grade, went to separate schools.
Yeah.
All the way up until now. So it's kind of crazy. I always bring this up all the time whenever we talk about we've been friends for like 15, 16, whatever amount of years now. But I'm always like, oh, it's insane that we managed to stay as close as we have been, considering like we didn't spend that much time together in the beginning, in the first place.
And I hung out with no one. The only person's house I was ever able to go to until basically high school was hers.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
It's very crazy and very nice though, because it's just like, oh, the bond of friendship.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much how we got our start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been thinking about doing a podcast for a while.
For a very long time. We've been talking about it. We've mentioned it to each other, I think, a few times. In, like,
probably a few times
school.
over the past,
few years, maybe.
We've been in school for 4 years.
We've been
in college for 4 years now, so
it's
probably about 5-6 years that we've, mentioned it here and there.
Yeah, but this year, we really kind of, settled into, we're doing a podcast. I guess a little bit about our college years to segue into that. We started college in 2019, which was great until 2020.
March, and COVID happened.
So we got the boot from living on campus in Temple and having an on-campus experience.
And it was very inconvenient for our majors. She's a theater major,
yes.
and I was at the time an architecture major, now in a community development major. So our two fields were definitely very difficult trying to navigate online.
Right.
And just learning as students, but also for the professors learning how to teach us how to grow and develop
develop
in
into
those fields.
Online learning. And it was just like, oh my God, how do you do performance online, and how do you build or not build, but design structures and plan out building plans for communities and other things online. That's not something that's even at least at that time thought of, and the fact that we made it is kind of insane. It's something that, at least in the theater, I think everybody feels this way, but especially in the theater department, we're like, how the heck did we manage to do Zoom performances and have Zoom shows, and some of them, I remember, because in my department specifically, we'll have to watch shows for certain assignments, and there were plenty of plenty of productions that I saw that I was like, wow, this is really great, and it's all online, and it's amazing, and it's showing I guess how great we've adapted as a world, I guess. And because I think about theater, which is something that in the past doesn't really feel or didn't really feel very accessible to people. You think oh, those theater folks, they gotta get all dressed up and go to the show. But now you think about like Hamilton on Disney Plus and a lot of just,
which was great. We got
really
to go
great.
see it in person.
We watched it on Disney Plus when it came out. What was that? Summer 21, I believe. You're like, I don't care.
It was ask me dates. I don't know dates. I do not know.
But when that came out, we enjoyed it. And then as we were kind of transitioning, the world was transitioning from strictly home online life. And it was showing here in Philadelphia. We got the chance to go see it there, and it was amazing. We saw it at the Academy of Music.
We cried so many times.
What? It was just very emotional show. Very, very good show. But yeah, no, it's been insane to see just how we've been, at least in the theater side of things, how we've been able to adapt and make the arts in that form so accessible, because it's not something that you think about. Like, there were performances of shows that were like televised. Like, I think of like when they did like The Wiz live on TV, and I think they even did like Jesus Christ Superstar on TV, and like that's another way to like get the work that I do. But you don't think about it. Yeah. You at least you didn't think about it until literally that was the only way that you could get shows.
We had to. If we weren't going to come up with unique and creative ways to adapt and find these new ways to be able to continue to showcase these different things, these departments would have just died out.
Yeah. And luckily they didn't. And it's like, I feel like it's just amazing how we've been able to persevere. And even like,
and she's gotten me a lot into theater. Yeah. I was definitely not into theater before. Hamilton was the first official musical that I've actually seen.
Really? I guess professional?
Yeah. Like, I'm not counting like High School Musical or like Disney movies and stuff.
Because films are different. Films are definite. Like, it's a different world.
And then I've even done like a little voice acting gig for a friend because she's gotten me into it. Which this one over here, Miss Professional Voice Actor.
Oh, professional in the making.
She's getting there. Meanwhile, she's graduating this year, so she's up and coming.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. But I feel like
she's
we've been
leaving me.
I know. I'm not fully. I'm still in the city. So
she's
I'll be here to. I'll be here to bug her.
We won't be living together every day.
We won't be, which is sad. Living together, it's so funny too to even just bring it back full circle to like freshman year to now, because like again, starting out where you're seeing each other all the time in kindergarten up to the first grade, and then separate schools, but sleep over here and there, which
mainly for like birthday. It was mainly for her birthday where we would actually like get together. Yeah. Until I got older, and then you could
start hanging out a bit more. But to have that huge break and then get reunited and get to live with your best friend for the first time was just so nice. And we've had
I feel like we did good. A lot of people always say, living with your best friend is different.
We got so many
like we had a few things here and there where we were trying just to navigate things and learn what works best for the both of us, but like we never had any arguments or anything.
Oh, your best friend is gonna like that.
Yeah, and we both had boyfriends freshman year too, so we didn't have any issues with really anything.
Right. But yeah, it was like getting to live with her, really nice. And even again now, post pandemic, getting to live with like again,
like
no
we haven't
issues.
Been back on campus since our freshman year.
Yeah, so this year was our first year back.
We're both seniors now, so it's like wow, made it this far.
Super senior.
Yeah, I'll be a super senior next year because I switched majors.
Yeah.
So I have an extra year of undergrad,
But you've liked it.
Yeah, I like my new major a lot.
It's community development, which is really, really fun. I've gotten to sit in on one of her classes, which I've really enjoyed. Just kind of learning about the work that she does and how she's thinking about the community and trying to keep people who are already like in the space involved with plans and projects, so that it's not like, oh, we're just coming in and like taking over. And to get more specific, so that you're not like, what are y'all talking about? Like renovation projects and like
specifically housing. For the class that she sat in on, it was mainly talking about housing and like the economic side of just development in cities in general, and how things have shaped over the years and what concepts may seem to be better, why they work and why they don't. But it's a lot that goes into it, which I didn't realize before. But I will say that switching majors was better for me, because when I was an architecture major, one thing that I felt was missing was that sense of caring for people and involving the people. We were kind of just learning, you know, whose designs were well known and why they were well known, and trying to go off of those basically. But now I feel like I've gotten a good balance.
You've kind of gotten back to like what you, because originally your thing was interior design, which is very involved with the people, because it's literally like, what are you looking for, and how can I bring your ideas into fruition? And like you said, you kind of lost that with the architecture stuff, but now that you've
because I still got the design portion of it, which was something I really enjoyed before college, but we didn't get that sense of people,
right?
Like, you weren't really interacting with
connection
people,
was lost.
So now I get that, and then I'll be continuing school still at Temple, so I have about 4 more years. I'll be getting a master's in architecture after this, so I will still get both degrees and be able to dabble into both, but I still get a sense of both things and can combine them in a way that I wasn't able to when I was an architecture major alone.
Which is nice.
I'm excited.
It's exciting, you know, and it's like, because we're at this specific point where we're kind of like, I guess, closing the book on, or I guess not closing the book, but like starting a new chapter. We're at the end of college, undergrad years, because I'm also looking into like grad stuff for acting. And kind of thinking about like, okay, what's the next step? Like, what's important for me to continue this journey and ensure my success in my specific field for the future. And just thinking about like, Bria's helped me several times with like doing audition work for different projects. Being my camera woman. For me too, she's loved it.
I've gotten to play Men. Her love interest.
She got to play my love interest in a thing.
And multiple times, actually.
Because what was the other
Even
thing?
in X. When I would help you go over lines when you were doing the thing with Ryan.
Right. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. So she's been, I've been saying to her, I'm like, you should try out.
I keep telling her that if I didn't do this, I probably would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah. I think there's always like another, like, so in addition to acting stuff, I've also been interested in costume design, and I've been doing that. I actually I'm taking a little hiatus from the design stuff because I got so caught up in it that I'm like, you want to do voiceover work and you're not doing that anymore. So I'm like, let's bring it back. But
at least not as much as you wanted.
I wasn't doing it as much as I wanted.
You weren't developing the skills as much as you wanted.
Yeah. So I was like, let me put a pin in the design stuff. So I said, I'm going to hang up my designer hat. But anyway, the point that I was making, in that costume design class that I would take, my teacher always would have like, it was always like towards the end of the year or the beginning of the year. And we would have like this little questionnaire. And one of the things was like, if you weren't doing the work you're doing now, what would you want to do? And I'm always like, it's so funny because I'm like, this is still fake though, because I'm thinking of like SVU specifically. I'm like, I would want to be like a detective, but I'm like, I would want to work in like law stuff, but I don't want to see the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the injuries. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, no. But I'm like, I love like a good mystery. Scooby-Doo was my jam growing up, and it makes sense why I love a good mystery. Like even like, I think about horror stuff all the time because this is where I'm like, I'll watch this scary movie. I like it when it makes me think. I want to figure out what the heck is going on. Yeah, I'm like, I want to know what the heck is going on. Why is this happening? Or if it's not related to that, then it's Jordan Peele strictly. Yeah. Although he does that too. I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, that was a long way of saying like, I want to be a detective to figure out like what is happening. But
which is funny because I used to want to be a lawyer.
Yes.
But I never
wanted... She was so young, too, wanting to be a lawyer.
I know. I don't know why.
Like, I remember being, like... We were in, like, first grade-ish level, and you're like, I want to be a lawyer. I'm like,
it's always, like... the things I've always been interested in are things that have to do with, like, helping people.
Yeah. Which is nice.
Being a lawyer, I was more so... Like, I didn't want to be put in a situation where I had to represent criminals. Yes. Because I'm like... Me personally, with my morals... I can't lie for someone who I know is doing something bad. Yeah. So that was one reason why I kind of steered away from that. Yeah. But then I was also like, well, if I don't want to deal with that, why don't I just kind of go more into like the entertainment side? But I wasn't really interested in that. Yeah. And I still am really not to this day. Like, I don't pay attention to celebrities or what's going on in their lives. Yeah. She could tell you because... She'll tell me about stuff,
I'll be like, oh my God, did you just see that? I can't say, like, Selena Gomez, because like, well, you don't follow her fully anymore, so I can say Selena. I'm like, did you see Selena Gomez?
And in most cases, I don't even know who she's talking about. She has to show me who they are.
Oh my God, she stresses me.
With songs and everything, she's like, oh, like, don't you know this person? I'm like,
she's like, no.
Who are they? And then she'll show me the song, and I'm like, oh my God, I listen to them all the time.
I'm like, yeah. It's gotten to the point now where I'm like, she'll be like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, yes, you do. You just don't know the name of it. Yeah.
Or she'll reference something and she'll be like, hold on, and pull it up right away.
I just pull it up right away. I'm one of those friends. I'm like, wait, no, let me show you on my phone.
Because she knows I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna understand.
Look, I was a Vine kid, guys. Okay, Vine was my life. I still am. I have evolved into a TikTok person. Okay.
But TikTok has kind of taken...
It's taken the place of Vine. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I've evolved.
But
I'm still a Vine person because I will throw on... But you can't say that you're
fully a TikTok person because you're on like one part of TikTok.
Well, but I feel like now, I love how we're shifting. We're going to bring this back. We're going to bring it back, but I'm going to make this point. Because with TikTok, I feel like everybody is like in a different section. Like there is like... And you'll see it in the comments. They'll be like, oh, I'm on freaking, I'll say, like, I'm on Encanto TikTok right now, or I'm on Dancer TikTok right now. Which is
what I typically watch.
Yeah,
Dancers
she's
and
on
singers.
Dance and singing TikTok, and I'm on... Yeah.
Or Cheer.
I'm on Vine, like, or...
Just memes.
Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. TikTok. A lot of animated stuff, TikTok. She's just like... I'm like, Bri, Turtles, and she just looks at me like...
Ninja Turtle fan at all.
Okay. And I'm like, Turtles. But anyway, because we've shifted.
Yeah, let's go back.
Let's bring it back. We'll bring it back. You're getting a little bit of us in this episode.
This is our personalities. We tangent a lot.
Oh my God.
Specifically me.
Both of us.
We both tangent.
We tangent about different things.
I say things.
Oh yeah, she likes to say
random things and do things at random times that might completely switch the conversation or just spark something new that we were never even talking about.
Yeah. But to bring it back, oh yeah, we got on all of this because we were talking about plans post-college, I think.
Tiny house for me. She wants a big house.
Oh yeah.
I'm building both.
That's where this is coming from. So they're not like, tiny houses. Where do we get tiny houses from? Yeah. But yeah, again, the architecture side of things.
Tiny houses are amazing.
That's something that she's literally been talking about probably since high school. Yeah? No? Later? College?
Say like the last...
No, you've been talking about it since college.
Yeah, college. But I would say like definitely after freshman year though.
So I would say
about
post-COVID.
The last 3 years.
Yeah. But yeah, tiny houses, and I was like, it was
I'm getting.
It was so funny because when she started kind of getting into that, I'm like, what is with you in these tiny houses?
No, her reaction, I said, I'm building a tiny house. Would you like me to build you one?
And I'm like, no.
She says, no, I want you to build me a normal size. I was so offended.
But
okay,
yeah,
though.
no, I was
she wants
like,
a big house with a big kitchen because she likes to cook.
I like to cook. I cook and I bake. I need a lot of space. I told her I need an island.
I just make pasta, and I'm gonna have an island in my tiny house. So. And a guest bedroom, a guest bathroom. Mm-hmm. Listen, we got this.
You know what my problem is? Every time you say tiny house, I think of like the car ones.
I was about to say, you're probably thinking of the
I
ones that
about the mobile
go on the highway. They're
and
extra
I'm like,
small.
They are.
Because
I forget that you can have a tiny house that's actually like a house.
Yeah.
I forget. Actually, every time I think about it, I forget.
Depending on where you are, in a lot of places, if your house is less than 1,000 square foot, they consider it a tiny house now.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, my house is not going to be tiny, but it's going to be smaller than what we're used to.
Yeah.
Like, as of right now, my plans are probably have, my main tiny house, probably between 800 and 900 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tiny house.
So nice size.
Yeah.
For me, like.
Yeah.
I don't plan on having a kid, husband, no time soon.
Facts. No, big
no
facts.
Time soon.
And
like,
that's
I have to
else
finish school, so.
Yeah. I'm like, we're also thinking about plans just for this podcast and topics that we could, so we could talk about
just like our goals for the future of the podcast.
Yeah.
We have a couple different things lined up, different ideas. One thing we do want to do is have like our channel not only be specifically for our
just
podcast.
Yeah.
So we are going to branch into different types of just videos in general, like gaming. Mm-hmm. We both have PlayStations, but we play different games.
Yeah,
so,
we have very, very different.
She's more into like the story interactive type games, and I'm more of like your typical GTA and con girl. So
yeah. So we have very different. Although we do meet in the middle with like certain things. Like I think
the mystery games specifically, like things like Little Nightmares, things that have kind of those spooky vibes.
Although with the spooky games, we tend to watch them because we're scared.
We also
the only game that we.
them.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
because the only game that we buy them.
There's that element of it. Games are expensive, guys.
Yeah.
Which we know. Like we're gamers. We know they're expensive, and with certain games we're willing to purchase them.
And then some games are just not as fun on PlayStation as they would be on PC. And neither one of us.
Oh my god, we've been playing
PCs
Roblox.
Yeah.
She said
no,
PC.
It's been so fun. We've been playing Jailbreak.
It's been wild. It's been
Cops
a fun time.
and Criminals. So fun.
Yes, it's a great
best time ever.
But yeah, I was gonna say though, Until Dawn, which we
Games
started playing.
Like that, yeah.
That's the only horror game that we've played, but it's also because it's a great group horror game to play. So we started playing that. Oh my god, I remember being in Japanese class, which means that was 21. I took Japanese.
What was that, sophomore
Don't
year?
remember anything. I remember one thing because they said it in the Ninja Turtle show, but everything else I'm like, it's gone. I pick up bits and pieces.
That's how I am with French. I don't remember nothing.
Yeah, but we started playing that in like fall 21. I'm pretty sure because I remember it was for Halloween, and the next day I tried to report it to my teacher, and I did a terrible job. I did a terrible job. She was just looking at me like, what are you saying? And I'm like, I'm trying to say it was scary, but it was fun. But yeah, so Until Dawn is the only horror game that we've played together, along with our friend, who you will probably meet at some point. And yeah, I guess the other thing would be like Nintendo games. Wii games, dance games.
Yeah.
We played a lot of Just Dance growing up.
Just Dance Michael Jackson experience.
Yes. Which we just played again this past summer for my birthday. Which was really
and it was so fun.
I made sure to bring the Wii, and we have not played it yet.
Imagine
we have not played it yet here.
A group of people in a Chicky and Pete's in the casino, and we're dancing. We're not gambling. We're up there dancing.
Like,
it was so fun.
It was such
time.
a fun time. It was such a fun time. And that was for my 21st birthday.
Yeah. You can tell we're not the type to go out and party, and
we're not. Yeah, that's
we're
not.
Homebodies.
We're definitely homebodies.
We like to relax at home.
I just said in one of my classes too, because we were talking about. I forget how we got on the topic of parties, but I'm like, I was like, I'm not the kind of person who really likes going to parties. I like throwing them though. Like I love hosting people, and I think I got that from my mom.
Yeah. I think for me the biggest issue is, especially with us being at Temple, is such a big school. Yeah. Just one off campus. We know North Philly is not the safest place, so and we've grown up here, so we're familiar already, with, like, very cautious about where we go and like when we do things. So that's one thing, but on top of that, just so many people that you don't know, and sometimes it's hard to really get into difficult. A good mood. Especially, like, we tried to do an event the beginning of this year. The beginning of this year, there were a bunch of freshmen. We were pretty much the only seniors on campus so far. Because we moved in early.
So I think there were a lot of freshmen who were here. Yeah. And they had an event. It was like a glow party, and it was at the Bell Tower. Like if you know Temple, you know the layout. They had musicians and everything. It was so, and the music was great. The music vibes were great. The vibes of the DJ were great. The vibes of the freshmen.
Because everybody these days are
no offense to y'all freshmen. No offense to y'all. I understand.
It's just how y'all grew up. We understand
it. It's like I'm just like, to have fun. Yeah. Like y'all don't need to stand on your phone.
Yeah.
So although I get it, I'm a socially awkward introverted person. I understand.
But we still try. Because even if you're around a ton of people that you don't know, if the vibes are great, the mood is great, then you can still have fun with the people you're there with.
Because there's so many occasions where, like, we'll be, like, last semester we met these two girls waiting for tacos. And we had such a great, conversation. We talked with them for almost an hour. Yeah. And it was so nice. And it's just like we have not seen them. Yeah. we don't know where they are, but it was such a good moment, and it's just like just loosen up a little bit. I'm an introvert. I'm a socially awkward introvert, and I can loosen up a little bit.
I'm an introvert up to a certain point.
Yeah, you're an what?
I will definitely get out on the dance floor and just start dancing.
You're more extroverted introvert. There's a specific way they say it, but
because I just have to get there and feel the vibe,
which I think I can be as well.
And then once I get into the vibe, I'm typically the person in our group who's like, why are we just standing around? Let's go dance or something.
And I'll be like, but I'm shy.
And then before the end of the night, I've met 10 people who I may never talk to again. But
and that's the joys of college, though. Like there's so, I feel like, especially I'm thinking about like actor stuff again. When you hear interviews from people, that's like the thing. They'll be like, oh yeah, I did this, and like I never saw this person again, or like I like these one in a lifetime experiences, and just like in the moment, like you had to be there, things happen, and they're some of the best moments that you have, and it's really nice, and it always gives me a little more faith in the world and people. But I guess I feel like we're kind of coming to a close.
Much about what else we were doing. We kind of tangented off of that.
We did tangent a little bit.
So we said gaming.
Yeah, gaming is something else that we're interested in.
We're thinking about doing like friend tags where we have some of our friends come on as a guest star. Just to do different things, especially try to tailor those specific episodes to who they are or what they're interested into or how we're all connected. So we have like mukbang ideas going on, which are going to be very fun and interesting to watch.
Some fun throwback talks. A little bit about old shows. Old things.
Look
from
back at our childhood.
Yeah, some fun stuff like that. What else?
Reaction videos we talked about.
Yes. So we've got some things, and Q&As. Yeah, which is something.
So if you guys have questions,
we gave a little bit about ourselves.
If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments below.
Please do. Learn about us. We'd love to learn about y'all. And I guess with that, as we're kind of coming to a close, Oh,
next
the schedule.
Week. Oh, yeah, schedule.
The schedule for this.
Schedule
Not next week. Every other
week. After.
That's our schedule. So we're going to aim to post and upload bi-weekly.
At least just starting off. We're both still in college.
So
She's
things are gonna
her
get
senior
busy.
year, so
we want to kind of keep things a little bit open. But yeah, as
and
of
not
right
make
now,
it into a job where we no longer really enjoy it.
Yeah,
like we said, we've been talking about this for a while,
for a long time.
So we want this to be something we can enjoy.
Really enjoy. Yeah, absolutely. So yes, bi-weekly schedule. We're thinking every other Sunday. And again, this is the Insomniac podcast, so it will be late. We're thinking every other Sunday at 11 p.m. And just for a time frame reference, we're thinking of doing like this one about 30-ish minutes, an hour, and then hour and a half max. Because it's a lot of talking, and although it's great to like doze off to a nice podcast, we don't want to bore you to sleep for talking for like 2 hours plus, because that's a lot, and that's a lot for us. But yeah, we didn't really.
The next podcast episode, we're going to be doing a Reddit tag.
Yes, so we're gonna be looking at different possible like topics to look at on Reddit. We thought about reacting, giving our input, our views as 20-somethings Black female college students, and add our 2 cents to some of these I guess dialogues that are happening online, because it's good to have conversations about these things, and that's one thing that we've kind of let fuel us to start this. Like we would, even before we started recording, we were like, this is why we need to have a camera going. This is why we need to have somebody recording this, because like this was such a great conversation.
Well, definitely one thing you can look forward to is bloopers.
Yes,
we'll try to post shorts every once in a while.
It took like 10 times to start this. Because of me, the actor. She did great every time. That's the life of an actor.
Listen, she's used to, trying to make sure she gets her lines right. So,
and I still never do. There's something in acting called a slate where all you have to do is say your name and where you're from. Guess how hard that is. So yeah, that was a fun blooper thing that you'll get to enjoy at some point. Yeah. But yeah, this was great. This felt really fun. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to keeping this going. I'm looking forward to the audience that will grow.
If you want to be a nocturnal friend, just subscribe.
Subscribe.
If you guys have any ideas for us for podcast topics, video ideas, anything really, drop it down in comments.
We're still
also
growing.
Just tell us about you guys.
Yeah,
we do want to learn about who you guys are, if you are going to be watching us and supporting our channel. So definitely let us know who you are.
Yeah. We didn't come up with an outro.
No.
That's one thing that I found. Everyone's like, "How do you end a podcast? Like, what is the closing statement?" We don't have one, but we will figure that out. Just like that's the nice thing about this. This is all like a new learning curve for us. So there is a lot that we're going to figure out.
And it's not going to be the most organized. We want to keep it very raw.
Yeah.
And unedited. We don't want it to feel like we sat here, and we did 10 takes just to have a natural conversation. Yeah. So and then we're obviously here to open up to you guys and let you guys learn who we are and how we are. So this is just us.
It's us. We're happy to meet y'all. We're happy to talk with y'all and form a community. And yeah, again, just really excited to be here.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for supporting us. Yeah, or listening. Yeah, like I said, if you have any ideas, just drop them down below. Subscribe if you would like, and look forward to our future videos. But thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to us.
I'm Nuri.
I'm Bri.
And have a good night.